And we're live. Please don't age restrict my content.
Yes, we won't.
I've sort of lost track of what session this is, so I'm guessing it's about session 4-ish, maybe thereabouts. Close enough.
3. I think it's 3, but I wouldn't swear on it.
You had 2 sessions in Death House.
Ah, yes.
This is session 4.3 or something like that. If you include the one shot last week.
Yeah. Okay. I'm level 2 though, aren't I? That's right. That's what I've got my character as anyway.
No, you're level 3 now.
Yeah, level 3.
Level 3.
Yeah, it won't make much difference for this, but yeah, you were leveled up after you buried the father.
Oh right, okay. I might just adjust that while we're. I'll just put my hit points up. Other than that, I'll leave it as it is.
But yeah, after last session, you agreed to help Ismark and Irina bury their father in the church. You managed to somehow steal or borrow a wagon from the local merchant, which you still need to return, by the way. You will send bailiffs. You buried the father in the church. You killed the priest's son. Pretty much sealed yourself to a fate of living in hell for the rest of your lives. And you upset Strahd, who descended a swarm of wolves onto you. You managed to barricade yourselves into the church. I left you alone for 5 minutes and you went for a nap. You've just started to come around with Irina and Ismark slapping you across the face, trying to pour water from the puddle all over you, going for the God's sake, wake up. And you can see in front of you the wolves attacking the door, trying to get through.
Right. We're in a bit of a tricky situation here.
You're not currently in initiative either, by the way.
Right. So, based on how aggressively they're kicking the door and my extensive knowledge of doors, how long do I think I've got before they can get to us?
You think, looking at the door, it is quite a thick, solid wooden door, typical church sort of door, but it has seen much better days. It's weathered quite a few attacks from Strahd. So at the moment, with the little wolves, you don't think they stand much chance of getting through, but you can hear the bigger wolves prowling around and they could probably get through it.
Right.
So you've probably got a few minutes to get your thoughts together and decide what you want to do.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you guys. I had 2. Well, we got a couple of options, didn't we? We either fight them openly, which is probably going to end badly, set up some kind of a trick inside so that we can escape, or hand the girl over.
I was thinking, put Ismark and the girl downstairs.
Lock them in the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And possibly the rest of us.
Or wait it out, you mean?
Yes. It's holy ground. He can't come on to holy ground.
Okay. What do you think, Ina?
I'm not too thrilled about letting him have her.
Uh-huh.
I think her brother has something to say about it too.
Yeah.
He's not too chuffed if she goes into his arms.
Yeah. Is there some way that we could like lure them into one of the rooms while we like trap them inside while we escape? Do you think?
Are you talking about the wolves, or?
Well, I was just seeing if the others thought whether some kind of plan or something might work. Trying to see.
We could break one of the windows and go out the back, but
yeah,
that's a bit cowardly. I'm not too happy about that one.
There are currently 14 wolves about to rip you to pieces.
Yeah. I guess we're going to have to lock ourselves in the cellar then and get ready to fight.
Well, the one thing is, wolves don't have opposable thumbs, so they can't lift the cellar door unless they use their mouth, which I only just realised.
I mean, the silver lining we've got is at least Strahd can't attack us.
Is he not allowed in unless you invite him? Do the vampires here work on it?
I'm hoping that.
That's what Weaver
That is the
mentioned
case.
before.
A vampire can only enter if invited.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that changes it altogether then.
His spells, however, don't require an invitation.
True. But they do require sight.
We've got a bit of a bottleneck here. I reckon we could probably take the wolves if we're clever about it.
Not the big ones. The big ones are a bit...
Do you think?
No.
What about if we fed the priest to the big ones while we leg it?
You're going to feed a holy man to the wolves.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not holy, so I don't mind.
Well, if one thing, he'll definitely be holy after that. All those teeth going into him.
Yeah.
While you're all discussing it amongst yourselves, in the far distance, you can hear what sounds like loud sort of flapping and squawking. Like there's a large flock of birds coming towards you. As you hear this over the sound of the wolves, the banging on the door and the biting and the snarling stops.
Oh.
And you hear a loud howl from one of the larger wolves. As that happens, you hear a faint curse from Strahd, and the wolves retreat into the forest.
Ah, hurrah.
See, we had it all along.
Saved by some birds.
Circling around the church is a large group of ravens. You hear Ismark say in the distance that it is a good omen indeed.
Okay, what know you of these ravens, Ismark?
He knows that they're birds, and in Barovia they're considered good luck. But more than that, not really very much.
Why would the wolves be scared of ravens?
I do not know. But usually when there are ravens, there are no wolves.
Can anyone speak to animals?
I will look, actually. That's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm starting in the front room. Sorry. My squad.
I've done the bottle.
I've done the bottle.
There you go, then.
She just needs changing and getting into new clothes. I've done the bottle already.
I actually can speak to animals.
Well,
I didn't even realise that. That's one of my third level things.
that might be a way forward.
You can see through the holes that the wolves left in the door that there is one specific raven, slightly larger than the rest, sort of perched on the edge of the sort of like a stone on the side, looking at the door with its head tilted to one side.
I would sit down, and it would take a couple of minutes, but I would like to use this to cast Speak with Animals.
This is not like a couple of minutes as in how you make coffee, is it?
Oh, God.
10 minutes, yes. It's a ritual.
So in next session, we'll get an answer.
You have called the wrong number. Please try again later.
You have reached the Raven messaging service.
Well, ravens.
Can I have
No,
a raven to send a raven?
Right. Are you all going to stay inside, or are you coming out to pet the raven and stuff?
I'll go outside. I'm not scared of ravens.
I'll go as well, as I would like to speak with the raven.
I know.
Lee, can you control Weaver's character, or do you need me to change it?
I've got it.
I know.
Cool.
Ash, I don't think I put interlocks in the bottle. I can't remember.
I did. I made the bottle.
Did you? You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, I made the
Put
bottle. I
the
put interlocks in.
Okay. Did you put Gaviscon in?
No, you told me not to.
Okay, I was just checking.
Just Ina bringing up the rear.
Who's bringing up her rear?
Okay. Ina.
Oh, please don't still be doing it.
Right, Lee, if you would like to try that spell, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I would like to look it up in the compendium so I know what I'm doing.
Hello.
What can it do?
It lets you talk to animals.
Yeah.
What are we
It's
doing?
limited to their intelligence.
I know. You're hating on me right now.
Where are they? Where's their character sheet?
All right. I know. Shh. I know. I'm just gonna put your vest on so you don't get cold, and then I'll change your bottom.
You'll be fine.
No, don't eat me.
Okay.
Average intelligence.
You can't eat me.
I will like to ask them why the wolves leave when they turn up.
No.
The raven sort of cocks its head at you, tweaked a little bit. Doesn't really seem to understand you very much. Even though you've got to speak with animals, it doesn't seem to quite grasp what you're doing. It almost looks amused. Yeah.
I can't tell if she's got blood in her.
Give me 2 seconds.
I can't tell if it's just the light in your ear.
So, guys, what do we think?
I think it's not a raven.
That would
So not Raven.
That's not Raven.
I imagine it's some kind of an ally or messenger from an ally of some description.
I would say so, as the speak of animals didn't work.
Yeah. It might be somebody that's been trapped in the body of a raven or something.
There is... I think we would know of druids which can shape change.
Yeah.
So that is a possibility. So it could be a shape change person.
Yeah. It might be they don't speak raven because they're not actually a raven. They're just in a raven body.
Well, yeah. If it's shape change or something similar to like beast shape, then it would be they can speak common, but they can't speak anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing they're here to give us some kind of a message or send us somewhere or another, I would say.
Well, that's what I was literally going to ask next. What do you want of us?
Yeah. I didn't realise till I just double checked my character sheet. I've got invisibility. I could have made the girl invisible and just said, you know, they wouldn't have been able to find her then in the doodah. But I think we would have still gotten eaten.
Unless he has true
Wolves can
sight.
smell.
Yeah, wolves can smell as well.
Yeah.
They'd have straight roll because they couldn't see her.
Yeah.
There'd be a perception smell, which they have advantage on.
Oh, right. Got you.
There'd be disadvantage for not seeing, so...
That'd cancel out, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Normally does. Now, at least we're not dead. That's the main thing. Are we live at the minute, or are we?
I believe we're live.
Yeah. No, look. It should say on the top of there. We are indeed.
Yeah, I believe it would be like a B shape.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder what this Strahd wants with this girl anyway.
It's taken a liking to her from what we've known. Like we've spoken with Ismark, and It's bitten her once or twice.
I don't know about Dungeons and Dragons, but I know historically vampires like to take lots of wives and things, don't they?
Yeah, it's mating. They can then create more, in the sense of Van Helsing, that is, anyway.
Yeah.
Right, I'm back. Probably for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to jump off and deal with the wardrobe.
We've been 5 minutes.
We're planning your demise, it's fine.
Where's my phone gone?
Always good. Right, yeah. The Raven looks at you quizzically, not really understanding what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Almost amused.
Right.
It sort of squawks at you.
I will ask it what it wants with us.
It squawks. It flutters its wings a little bit and then starts to fly up, circling around you. Specifically you, Thodek.
Okay.
Flying around. And then it squawks again loudly and then flies off to the east, I think.
That's the direction we were told where the village is, isn't it?
Thank God for that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems to me that it's doing an impression of Lassie and wants us to follow us.
I would say the same, yes. I would like to call on the team and say follow the bird. As weird as it sounds.
Yeah. We're
Do you know what the
just
word is? The bird is the word.
word. This is
Okay.
like the 70s, isn't it, with Skippy?
What's that, Skippy? They're trapped in the mine?
Crikey.
Crikey. We got to go and follow the Raven.
I apologise to anybody who actually bothers to watch this in Australia.
That's all right. Australians have a decent sense of humour. I'm sure they'll see the funny side of some Brits poking a bit of jest.
Right, so yeah.
We need to give this Raven a name, really, don't we?
Ollie.
Ernie?
Ollie.
Ollie.
Name Ollie.
Ollie the Raven.
Oh, Bran.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Is that a reference to something?
yes, we'll have a ponder. All right. So, well, I'm happy to go and follow this mysterious Raven anyway.
Ismark is sort of fretting around, sort of scuffing his feet, very eager to leave. We should be going soon. It's going to be dark soon.
We can leave now.
Well, Ismark, is that Raven flying in the direction that you want us to go in?
It would appear so. I've lost sight of it, but it was heading in the direction of Valakai.
Well, that's good enough for me. Let's go.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard it was. Which one's Village of Barovia?
Is it a one-eyed Raven?
No, two-eyed.
Oh, two-eyed. They're
Come here,
common.
Raven. I want to poke your eye out. Then you can be a one-eyed Raven.
I think I've just put you on the wrong map. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the big town map.
I found my other wolves.
I've got a Google Earth picture of the village now.
You should. Yeah. How much of this can you see?
All of it.
Okay, that's fine.
Not much details to it, though. Just
It's not finished loading yet, I don't think.
it's a bit of a flat map.
You
what I
are
see.
here.
Oh, here we go.
If you shift click, it should.
Which
it's all-
corner are we in? Top, middle, bottom, left, right?
The bit that says Barovia.
Oh, right. Top right, yeah.
Not that because we are.
Okay.
Okay, where is it? I only just came back.
What now?
On the ship? Okay, well, feel free to leave. If we end up in the same group, that's fine. I hope.
I'm confused.
I think Craig's got something on in the background, or maybe.
No, I'm good.
Oh, there we are. Holy shit, we're big.
That's a big woman.
That's a big woman.
For a dwarf,
Yeah.
that's a big woman.
It matched the size of your ego. I couldn't shrink it down quick enough.
That's a goddamn giant lady.
Well, you're currently about a mile across, so
I'm now the tallest dwarf known to man.
freaking hell, is everything?
Legends of your might. Feel the songs of the bards all around.
All right, bearing in mind you're there.
Yep.
You need to be there.
Where?
Where?
Up
There.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Oh, we're off to the seaside.
Not quite.
How jolly wonderful.
We're definitely off to see a wizard.
Oh, it's a lake. I thought it was a sea, sorry.
No, there's no sea in Barovia, just a lake. Lake
Oh,
Zarevich.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz, at least, is here.
Poor man's seaside.
All right, I know.
You need to head west out of Barovia, which is the direction the raven flew.
Oh,
Honestly, it is.
good.
Right, so
So, is Mark know the lands quite well?
yeah, Ismark knows the way to Valakai. He's prepared to show you the quickest way there.
That's the village at the lake, is it?
Yes, that's Valakai.
Okay.
It's a good, probably day or two's journey at least.
Yeah.
It is quite a distance away.
Are there any dangers along the way?
This is Barovia. Everything is dangerous.
Bloody smart ass, we're trying to help you out here.
So my warhammer, so
Guys sent me a message.
Okay.
Guys just sent me a message. He might be here.
So what's this
Hold on, and I'll tell you.
building here anyway?
That's Castle Ravenloft.
Oh right, well we don't want to go anywhere near that, do we yet?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, we
Can we
do.
shut something in the kitchen?
Sorry?
Can we shut something in the kitchen if he is?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. If you want, go and grab a drink and a coffee. I think the bloke with the wardrobe's here. I'm just going to shut the dog away.
Okie dokie.
does that mean I've got time for a coffee?
Right. I'm going to go and get a quick drink. Back and tick.
Yeah.
Hola. Right.
Shama.
Hello.
Ooh. Looks like we've got a bit of travel to do.
Sorry, Tom, we've done what?
Looks like we've got a bit of travelling to do.
Yeah. I suppose we're going to get waylaid along the way.
Most likely.
I'm thinking we should head down to the river and see if we can find a boat.
That would be an interesting idea.
There appears to be, I don't know, there's a settlement there. But we could maybe get a boat down to this lake. And then I don't know, really. Don't know. What do you guys think?
At the moment, I'm plotting the route that would be quickest.
Yeah. I think we should keep off of roads. These dark forces tend to have spies all over the place, don't they?
Well, it's about 20 miles.
Hello.
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 He's been drawing on my map. I leave you lot alone for 5 minutes, and I come back to graffiti. What?
I'm not going to graffiti on it this time.
2 seconds.
I was close to.
Wow. We should draw something a bit more interesting on his map, don't you think, for when he's back? Aha, yeah. Like and sub.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, got you. Yeah, yeah. Duh.
Text speaking abbreviations.
That's it. You're down with the kids, I'm not.
I wouldn't say that. I have no idea what they say nowadays. I don't understand them, and my brother has to translate for me.
I just go, oh, you're so sad.
Yeah, I was going around with my mother shopping the other day, and we heard some gibberish from one of the younger people, and my God, I did not understand any word they said. Apparently, bear has several meanings.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And I heard some other language which I don't think is appropriate for any YouTube channel.
Huh.
Well, that's the pain in the ass pocket general. Just got home and texted me. So at least I know she's safe.
Oh.
I don't rush into stuff like that. Made that mistake once.
Oh, okay.
Ended back at my parents' house.
Ah. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you need to be sure, I guess.
The worst bit is I end up leaving my own house. The house is in my name and everything. And I left. It was a very unstable relationship, my previous relationship.
Yeah. It can be fun, but risky as well.
Yeah. That was before I even went to the doctors about like mental health issues and stuff. So I wasn't in the best place mentally.
No.
We kind of clashed, and we're now speaking again as friends, but that's all it'll ever be.
You got kids, all right?
No, no kids, thankfully. Plenty of nieces, nephews, and godchildren. That's all I need.
Well, that's something then.
I had my niece back yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of fun. Turned a month old. Lovely and quiet she was. Curled up into a ball and fell asleep.
How old is she, did you say?
Month old.
Oh, wow. Gosh. Quite a responsibility when they're little.
Well, I wasn't going to move too much because of my back, so it was more than safe for her.
Oh, right. Fair enough. I've got 4 kids, believe it or not. Hence why I've got no hair. But fortunately, they're all old enough to not be too fragile now, so that's all right.
Unfortunately, I am going to be bald myself due to genetics.
All the best people are, don't worry. Although you have to wear a hat in the summer. I think I've got a bit of I can feel the sun today. I've been out and about in the fields.
Yeah, I'm quite busy under a car, so I don't really have to worry about the heat. I have a lot of shade.
Right, I am back for now. But the little one is quite upset upstairs.
You can knock it on the head if you want. We'll all understand. It's not a biggie.
We're a lot safer than we started off this session, so I'm happy to knock it on the head if you need to. Our lives are now not threatened by...
It might be easier if you don't mind you lot.
Yeah, of course. None of us want you to get in aggros with your wife, right?
No. The missus is fine with it. It's just more for like my head's sake, because the next bit's quite a complicated bit. What I'll do is we'll do like a 15-20 minute bit to get you to the next section, and then we'll leave it there because then that'll tie in nicely for when Steve gets back.
Yeah.
So he doesn't miss out the main part of this whole intro.
We got to tell him though that we saved him and that he nearly died and late on thick though, yeah.
I was thinking of using him as like a battering ram. Like Kodek went into rage, picked him up and used him as a shield and a battering ram.
Yes.
And just charged the door, splintered the door, sent Strahd flying off into a bat form.
Perfect.
That sounds perfect to me.
There you go then.
We were just saying just now how we're planning to evict him from his shell and use it as a boat to sail down the river.
Smoke him out.
Smoke him out.
I did threaten to make him into turtle soup.
So we're telling him he died, but his shell lives on, and we're busy paddling it down the river.
Row, row your turtle gently down the stream.
Lovely. I like it. Cool. We got a plan anyway. That's good. Rock and roll.
Right. As you make your way out of the village of Barovia, the fog, the mist is quite thick still in the distance, but it's just sort of a light covering on the floor as you're walking through. It swirls around your feet. Ismark tells you that it is a good day or two's journey. You definitely won't get there by tonight. So he suggests the likelihood is you'll have to camp somewhere along the road.
Bloody hell.
However, I've just noticed that the scale is only 1/4 per cube, so it's really not that big.
I think I just measured it out to about 20 miles.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, in the distance you can see to the northwest, large Castle Ravenloft towering above on the top of a cliff, sort of casting its shadow down over the town of Barovia. As you make your way out of the town, you follow the path along until you get to a river. Ismark acts as a little bit of a tour guide. It tells you that this is the river Ivlis. It flows fairly quickly and it leads into the large lake Zarovich, which is just outside of the town of Valakai where you're heading.
Mm-hmm.
The river flows as a clear and blue winter sky through the middle of the valley. To cross it, you go over like a stone ornate sort of bridge. Yeah, that way. If you stop there, as you come up to a large fork in the roads, it starts to rain lightly around you. The path is already quite muddy. This just sort of makes it worse. You can see on either side of the road there's a large thicket of trees, but just in front of you in the fork between it there's just one solitary oak tree. From the oak tree you can see that it's been used as a makeshift gallows. Dangling from the branch is a body which at the moment is facing away from you. Ismark informs you that this is the local hanging tree where Strahd used to make examples of people who betrayed him or went against him.
I see.
As you look at the body specifically on the branch, Ina, the wind sort of picks up a little bit and starts to spin it around, and you realise that it's actually a perfect image of you, your character. The rest of you just see a normal other person, just sort of generic Barovian person. But you specifically, Ina, see yourself dangling from the tree. And as you sort of do a double take and look back again, it's gone. The body slowly just disintegrates into a pile of dust. And at that point, there's a large crack of lightning across the sky.
Okay. That wasn't creepy at all.
So I wasn't the only one that just got goosebumps, right?
That just got what?
That just got goosebumps. Listening to that, I was like, shit. So who's next?
As the lightning sort of cracks across the sky, the thunder, you can hear in the distance what sounds as something very uncharacteristic. It almost sounds like dancing and music and jollity and happiness. Ismark sort of picks up on it, and sort of you can see his shoulders just drop. He goes, "Oh, for God's sake! Always with the parties."
Parties. Who's making the music? Ismark? You look like you recognise it.
That would be the Vistani.
Oh, who's the Vistani?
You met them back at the inn. Two of the sisters. The Vistani are a group of travellers. They come here and there and do what they want.
Ah, okay. And they camp out in the wild, do they?
They camp wherever they choose to.
Right.
Bloody pikeys.
Effectively, yeah.
Oh, we're talking about gypsies then, are we? I see. And what they like with guests?
If they like you, you have a friend for life. If you cross them, you will never sleep another day.
Sounds like that.
Keep that, no?
Really.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like scary babies.
And have you ever crossed them, Ismail? Ismark?
I value my freedom and my life. I keep to myself and avoid them as much as possible.
Right.
That's some good quality life talk, that is. To yourself, and you shall be safe.
Well, we are strangers in your land. What would be your advice?
As you're discussing it, the rain starts to get heavier and heavier. It is more or less getting to the evening time now. In the far distance, you can hear the howls of wolves that are starting to stir in the forest on either side. Ismark sort of looks around. We're still at least a day away from Valakai. As much as it pains me, the Vistani are normally a welcoming lot, although nothing comes for free. It may be worth investigating to see if they will let us stay with them for the night.
Do you think they'll have any soup?
Normally, if they like you, they're very forthcoming. They will treat you like one of their own. I just am not normally willing to pay any price that they may have.
Right. Because we could probably rustle up some tortoise soup. Okay, let's go and I think we should go and see if we can find shelter in the Vistani camp.
Yeah, see if we can make some friends. From last night, I say that we have made one enemy we do not need to chase just yet. As much as I want to smack his head in, I don't think it's wise.
No.
No.
You can hear that the sound's coming from the right-hand fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a mile down. You can start to hear the noise get louder and louder.
Mm-hmm.
Where there is music, there is alcohol.
Normally, yes.
This is true.
As you see, as you clear the forest on either side of the fork in the road, you can quite clearly see that there's a large camp of wagons. There you go. You should all have moved maps.
I've got a black map at the moment.
Yeah, none of us are on it.
Okay, hold on then.
I think the old Fog of War's on there doing its job.
No, it's dynamic lighting.
Ah. We had much fun with that the other day. Oh,
Is that better?
that's it. I can see everything if that's what I'm supposed to see.
Yeah, you'd see everything normally, so yeah, you can see everything.
Horses.
Yeah, the horses are what would use to pull their wagons.
Yeah.
They are literally like proper Romani travellers.
Oh, right.
The big caravans or the colourful caravans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I can realize.
Took me over while I'm doing this.
She gave me about 2 ounces in.
A new players during the game.
You got it?
Yeah.
She gave me about 2 ounces, but now I'm she's
Okay.
taking the bottle.
Yeah, the Vistani are like Romani travellers. They've got the big caravans, the very larger than life sort of attitude. As you come down the road, you can see that there's a large fire in the middle with a group of men and women dancing around it, singing and laughing and joking. Yeah, she's fine. She just squeaked. As they see you approach, they sort of the music dies down a little bit. It's still there, but they stop and they look at you, sort of waiting for you to introduce yourselves.
Hey, friends. We are travellers looking for somewhere to get out of this deluge.
Good evening, one and all.
They should have, they hadn't even noticed it was raining, really. They were enjoying themselves a bit too much.
I'm shirtless, so I would notice quite a lot.
Oh, you must be one of those mountain peaky dwarfs.
And I like my alcohol, so if you got some, I would like to join you for it.
I bet you would.
There's no party without a dwarf, I can tell you that much.
Well, we were doing quite well until you got here.
You don't need to be rude now.
They're not, they sort of laugh. They don't mean it as like a malice-y sort of way. They're just poking fun at you.
Good evening, one and all. I'm Lenka from the Underdark, and I can't help noticing you like the firelight. Let me show you some tricks, and maybe you'd let me warm up by your fire. And with that, she'll start doing a dancing lights cantrip just to make lots of little different coloured lights jump out from the fire and dance along in time with the music.
The few of Vistani children that there are seem really, really excited and impressed by this. You know, like the scene from The Hobbit right at the start where the kids run around with Gandalf's fireworks.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly like that. The adults sort of smile and snicker and humour you a little bit. And one of them just says, "Oh, come on then. Join us by the fire."
Thank you for your hospitality. We won't be a burden to you. And I'll just walk over and join in at the fireside.
As I walk in, do I see like a portable like anvil or anything like that, like smithy type stuff?
No.
Okay.
They travel relatively light. They need anything, they tend to buy it.
That makes sense.
They don't really. They're like tinkerers.
Yeah.
But anyway, they invite you around to the fire, dancing and music. One of them comes over to you, sort of an older lady, and says, "You're not from around here, are you?"
No, we're not. We appear to be unwilling visitors to this place for now.
Strahd has brought more of his playthings.
Ah, you've met this Strahd chap then, have you?
Everybody knows Strahd in this land.
I see that he leaves you well enough alone that you do not fear camping outside of a night time.
We leave him, he leaves us.
Ah. That is good to hear.
You seem lost in these lands, as though you don't have a purpose.
We have a guide.
You may have a guide, but do you know where you need guiding to?
Well, we have a destination that we're headed to.
But where then? Why are you here? Why has Strahd brought you?
Well, we're hoping we can find that out along the way.
Maybe you should speak to Madame Eva.
Ah, Madame Eva. Is she a fortune teller of some kind?
She is gifted.
Ah, gifted with the gift of sight, I'm guessing.
You could say that. She may be able to tell you your fortune and your purpose.
Well, I think we would be honoured to meet Madame Eva.
Then follow me. I shall show you to her tent.
Okay. Hello.
Bye.
Ah,
We're all joining in tonight.
my dog's back.
Bloody hell, he's intelligent. He locked the door.
I don't know if you can see her. She's getting a bit old now, old German Shepherd. But We've been together since she was about 5 weeks old, and
Oh, bless her.
now she's
If
getting
you keep
now
it
she's
still,
getting old. She's,
No, he's German Shepherd.
I wonder if you keep
Will
it
she be
still,
aiding in
it's
sound
intelligent.
effects?
she might do. She sounds similar to Chewbacca when she does speak.
The only thing our dog knows to do is bark and whine.
Yeah. She's getting on a bit now. We've got 3 other dogs. She's the oldest by quite a long way, so she hangs out with me where it's nice and quiet.
Oh, poor thing. Anyway, you walk into the tent. You get a very strong sort of smell of old person and incense.
Old person and incense.
What does old person smell like?
Lavender usually.
Oh, okay. Playing it safe.
Really thick, horrible perfume that they all seem.
Lavender
TCP
musk.
TCP.
in old slippers.
And tea.
And tea, yes. Oh. Okay, well.
How can there not be a handout for Madame Eva?
I reckon you should make
We
one
are
with that description.
honoured you'd see us on such a dark and stormy night.
I'm not sure what that just did, but you can probably see a picture of Madame Eva.
Yes.
Right, yeah, that's her, basically.
She appears to be in her 70s.
Yeah, she's very, very old. She's the oldest Vistani in this camp, at least, by far. At least double the age of all the others. She's sort of like the spiritual leader of the group.
They say that people on the Isle of Sheppey live in their 70s.
Sort of like that, yeah. Imagine creepy old lady with smells of lavender.
Okay.
As you, who goes through first?
I'm the brave one, so I'll go in first.
Was that Thodek?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite happy to wander in. I'm not particularly worried at this point.
Okay. As you walk through the door, she sort of has a table laid out in front of you. She's fiddling with a set of cards, laying them out. Ah, Thodek. I was wondering when you would arrive. As she sort of looks over your shoulder, she points at Ismark with a long finger. You are not welcome.
Ooh.
And at that, we will leave it.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yes, we shall leave it at Madame Eva for the night.
Yeah.
Okay.